have is the Israelis winning, at least tactically, the military battles on the ground, whether one can destroy Hamas or extremist militarism against Israel through bombing and a ground war is another longer question. But losing the information war, where around the world and including in the United States, there is just a lot more sympathy increasingly for the Palestinians, only 6 weeks after the worst terrorist attacks, the worst violence against Jews anywhere in the world since the Holocaust. That is the reality. In the case of Israel and Palestine, it is very clear that Hamas is responsible for October 7th. That's clear. But it's also clear that the Israelis have engaged in a lot of illegal actions in taking Palestinian territory on the ground in the West Bank and continue to, occupying territory that is not theirs, that nobody thinks is theirs, and not prepared to do anything about it. It's also clear that the Israeli government had been supporting Hamas in undermining the Palestinian Authority and in refusing to consider a two-state solution under Netanyahu and his far-right coalition. So, I mean, it's not black and white. There are different shades of gray. It's very easy to say that Hamas is a terrorist organization and that means they should be destroyed, and Netanyahu is a bad leader and that means he should be voted out, but there's no equivalence between these two leaders. But saying there's no equivalence doesn't mean that one is good and the other is bad. Here, we are talking about different shades of illegal activity, and we're also talking about different shades of behavior that is causing immense amounts of responsibility for human suffering. And you can't simply say that Hamas is only responsible for all the people that are getting killed. You can't say that. You can say they're mostly responsible because they're the ones that have the hostages, they're the ones targeting the civilians, they're the ones putting civilians in harm's way. But certainly the Israeli Defense Forces deserve some culpability for their willingness to have a siege and not allow in humanitarian aid, and their willingness to engage in attacks that are going to take out some militants, but are going to risk the lives of far more civilians.